Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back to Wall Street Bullion. Our guest today is Eric Strand from AUAG Fund. Eric, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining. I wanted to get you down to talk about everything that's happening in precious metals, silver, gold, also the mining sector. First I wanted to start off by asking you, Eric, the mining output is, reportedly going, through some difficulties keeping pace with rising demand in the silver and gold market, especially with silver. What challenges do mining companies, face today in ramping up supply? And how might this, affect the future prices?
Well, first of all, what a year we had, and what a month,
Yeah.
October. So really hot out there. A lot of up and now some corrections. So very interesting market. And as you said, I mean, silver is hard. It's hard to mine, and it's hard to get more mining done. So I think we will have a squeeze. We have been waiting for it, and we were pretty close to it now. They used some tricks to keep it some silver still there in the market, but I think that would just make the problem worse in the end. So some big constraints of mining silver at the moment.
What impact
Well, enough silver.
yeah, I was gonna say enough silver. What impact, and just on a separate topic, central bank digital currencies, there's what impact could they have, and changes in the monetary policy have on the value and role of silver and gold in the financial system? Like, let's say they roll out a central bank digital currency over the next few years. How does that affect the mining sector, physical silver, gold, everything like that in the precious metal sector?
I mean, the central banks have been buying gold, a lot of gold, the last 15 years now. So that's, of course, very important for the price. But also, we see some central banks like going back even to buy silver. I mean, there's some talk about Russia, now India, and some other countries. And some people say silver is not a monetary metal. For me, it is a monetary metal, and it has been money for more years through history than gold. So for me, silver is very much a monetary metal, even if it's also an industrial metal, of course. So
Yeah.
has a big impact what the central banks do. But I mean, still, I mean, they have been buying a lot, but still they don't own as much as they have been owning in earlier days. So it's still a lot of room for them to buy.
Hello, my fellow silver and gold stackers. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It will really help the silver and gold community grow. It'll help this channel grow, and I'd really appreciate it. Back to the
Buy.
video. What's your biggest concern right now in precious metals market, or do you have any concerns, or is there anything that you have your eye on that's, worrying you?
I mean, before the market running away from us a little bit up and maybe now a bit down, I think the big question was about jurisdiction, which countries are stable enough or what is happening in the different countries.
Hmm.
That was a big one. And now we had a market where the prices were really flying really fast. And I think we got a lot of momentum players, a lot of following trend funds, a lot of leverage players, a lot of weekends coming into the market. And of course, these were easy targets for the shorts to go in and do their spin, and then probably they are buying back now when the market was a bit frothy. It was like too many leverage players in the market. So in the end, I think it's good that they are shaken out and that we got strong hands buying now. It makes the big support for the next. Maybe we have a break for a while or pause, but for the next run, I think the market structure would be much better.
Absolutely. Now, with capital access is like one of the leading risks for mining companies. How do companies, especially like the junior companies, navigate fundraising investment hurdles?
I would say, I mean, this year it has changed. Before it was really painful for them because this cycle has been different. The big ones have not been buying explorers. They have been buying other big companies, producing companies, or lowered the debt or did some buybacks or raising dividends. They haven't been buying going into explorers this time, like in 2011. They made some mistakes then. They don't want to do the same once again. So it takes some more time before we see money coming to the exploration companies. But it has been very different already this year. So I think the ones who have survived, they will start to see the money coming in.
What was the biggest mistakes in 2011?
I mean, they didn't have a capital control. I mean, they just throw the money away on everything.
Wow.
And I mean, the big mining companies, they got big criticism in 2000 around that time when they hedged their gold production and the gold price went up and the shareholders went really mad. So then they don't want to hedge again. In 2011, they made the mistake that they were like out on a buying spree and spending money on stupid things almost. Uh, they can't do the same mistakes again. So they have been acting very differently this cycle with, as I said, more share owner friendly. But on the other hand, when they buy a big already producing company, that doesn't make the world produce more gold or silver.
Hmm.
So that's a very interesting situation, I would say.
Yeah, and I know for years and years that it's harder to mine like, or there's harder to find surface level silver mines, and it's just harder and harder to find these locations with a lot of surface level silver. Is that still the trend? Is the trend continuing where it's harder for these explorers and producers to find these silver mines, these quality silver mines?
Yeah, and it's about every metal. I mean, copper, gold, silver, and I think they're also a bit also careful what they do. I mean, because the companies, it's not about the spike up or turning down on the price of gold or silver. I mean, it's the average price that is interesting for them.
Right.
And we haven't seen the average. I mean, the average price has been very high compared to earlier years, but still the latest high prices. I mean, they have to stay there for a while because before the companies can start to calculate on these numbers. So I think that everybody's holding back and not. So we will not see so much metal coming to the market. It will take time, and especially in silver, where so few companies are primary silver miners. I mean, it's a byproduct for many miners, the or zinc companies, and they won't mine more just to get more silver. So
Hmm.
it's a very inelastic market, and I think even the primary ones, they want to make some money here. They don't just want to have a good situation to try to mine even more or find more new projects and so on that are very costly. I mean, first they want to feel some good times, I think.
Welcome to the Cayman Islands, a premier offshore jurisdiction where natural beauty meets financial stability. Here, your wealth is more than secure. It thrives in one of the most trusted and respected financial centers in the world. For over a decade, SWP has been the trusted choice for precious metal investors worldwide. Our purpose-built 6,000 square foot facility sets a new standard in precious metals storage. We are proud to be one of the only vault operators approved by the London Bullion Market Association. Beyond safeguarding your assets, we're committed to making a difference in our community by supporting local causes and events that reflect our values. As we continue to expand and innovate our services, we ensure that your wealth is safe and strategically positioned to shield you from the uncertainties that lie ahead. Strategic wealth preservation, trusted today and ready for tomorrow.
Now, let's say, there's 800 million or so silver ounces mined a year. Let's say a big, whether it's a country, central bank, private buyer, come out and they say, you know what, I want to purchase 100 million or 200 million ounces of silver, and they want to take delivery. You know, how would the mining sector handle that, or would there just be an automatic shortage or a squeeze? Yeah, what are your thoughts there?
I mean, that is so interesting with silver compared to gold that it's, first of all, inelastic, also in the sense that you need the silver to make a car or computer. It's not much, but you need it. You cannot do the car. And the price of the silver, even if it goes up 10 times, doesn't really matter for the price of the car.
Hmm.
And so the car producers, they need the silver. So everybody will, in the end, be prepared to pay whatever the price is. I think the price, if you have a real physical shortage, we may see it soon. I think we had it in London now.
Yeah.
They solved it. I mean, they got some silver from China and also they got some silver from the US. And if it's correct, I mean, by shorting the SLV, they could redeem physical silver and support London with silver. But I mean, it shouldn't be allowed to do that. And let's see what happens if I mean, it solves the situation for a second or now, but in the long run, I think they make it worse. So that's also very, very interesting that we are getting closer.
Yeah. Why do you think they shouldn't be allowed to do that?
I mean, they have to be able to put up the silver if they are short SLV.
Right.
And if they don't have the silver, they are in big trouble if the prices run away from them and they can't buy silver to put it back. And
Right.
it shouldn't be so high. I've just read the numbers that's 15% of SLV is by shorts now, so just to get some silver out of it.
Really?
So that's very interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. What would you like to see change, or what would you like to see in the whether it's the precious metals market, physical, the mining sector? What would you like to see change? Would you want to see more industrial buyers? What do you have your eye on that,
Yeah.
that you'd like to see?
Yeah, what you want to see is the industrial buying when you get the shortage from the industrial buyers. That's when the interesting is not by retail because they just have higher premiums on the retail shops and so on, and buying cools off. But from the industrial side on silver, that's the really interesting part. So let's see when that happens. For sure, it will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric, I want to thank you so much for coming down, but before you go, where can people connect with you?
auagfunds.com. So that's very easy. And we have, yes, we have a club, we have newsletters, we have everything. And of course, we have our funds. We just went over 500 million US dollar in assets under management. So the funds have been growing really fast and been very successful with the returns. So it's been a good year.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend everyone to go check out AUAG Funds, follow their work, follow Eric. But Eric, thank you so much for coming down and speaking to the precious metals community. And as the market develops and all the news continues, I'd love to have you back on in the future.
Great.
Awesome. Talk to you soon, Eric.
Yeah, bye.